U.S. intervention in Mexico really did push Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum to act on the southern border because she didn't want to see a Mexico where there was American intervention. She wanted to maintain autonomy. Fair enough.
Why don't you think she wants any intervention?
Because she wants Mexico to stay Mexico. She doesn't want to see American forces coming in. She doesn't want Mexican people to feel like their own government can't deal with it by themselves. And
don't they already feel like that?
100%. But you can't admit a loss. Another point to that is to protect people who are in her administration who have narco ties.
Does she have narco ties?
100%.
100%.
I believe she definitely has narco ties.
What makes you believe that?
She's with the Morena party. So many political figures in this party have now, just recently, been sanctioned by the U.S., had their visas revoked by the U.S., have been tied to shell companies in the U.S. that are cleaning money for the cartels. Mm-hmm. This was the most violent Mexican election in the history of Mexican elections. Why were people dying at the polls? Why were armed men showing up to voting stations and destroying the ballots and the ballot boxes? And then prior to her, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, the previous president of Mexico, who basically took Sheinbaum and put her up and said, everyone who voted for me, vote for her. And she won by a landslide. No one has ever voted by that margin in a Mexican federal election ever before. He had been reported to have received a significant multi-million-dollar payout from the Sinaloa cartel.
Wow.
So if you have this party that just has so many rotten apples, you're telling me it's not spoiling the bunch, and that the main figurehead of this party, the president of Mexico, who could, if she really wanted to, say, fuck the cartels, we're ending them. Everyone is suffering on both sides of the border and globally. Okay, we are going to crack down. And that's not really happening. It's a soft stance. It's certainly not as soft as her predecessor. His slogan was abrazos no balazos, hugs not bullets. She didn't take that on, which I think was great, because what do you mean? You're gonna, it just didn't, it made no sense. But do I think she has narco ties? Yeah, and people come for me a lot when I say that, because they say, like, you're just shitting on a president who cares about the Mexican people. I think if she really cared about the Mexican people, the cartel crackdown would be to the next level.
I think if she really cared about the Mexican people, it would be a positive to get the U.S. in there to help solve this problem.